theme song for the Gear podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And joining me today is my co-host, Mr. Leon Todd, fresh off a plane from Fringe Festival in Edinburgh. Leon, say hello to the audience.
Bloody great to be here, Troy. How are you going, mate?
Good, Mr. Old fucking Slurpy Pants over here. Gives it. I'll do one too. We go from some real NPR stuff to some
ASMR, right?
Mate, do you know that's going to upset so many people? The Slurpy stuff. I do that a lot. I love when I'm tracking vocals with people and I get real into the talkback mic and give them all about to like that sort of stuff. People find it really gross. So you're welcome,
ladies
everybody.
and gentlemen. Have you been slurped by Troy Nababan? Let us know in the comments because you can access. Well, you can access some empathy from some people, maybe some sympathy and things like that. But mate, it's been a little while since we have recorded a podcast. I've been away and away from all my fun things, and you've been absolutely smashing out the gigs and the recording and everything else.
Mate,
how have you been?
Mindset.
Tell me about the grindset mindset in particular. I mean, you played to nearly 60,000 people on the weekend for the Freo Dockers, who sadly could not get over the line against the Gold Coast Suns.
Well, yeah, I mean, first things first, we've got to really give everybody a little football update.
It's finals, people. It's finals.
It's finals, baby. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the AFL finals series because it is September. The Fremantle Dockers, who employ me to play at their home games, as they have for last 7 years, they made it, everybody. They made it to the finals. They finished in sixth, the sixth best team of the year out of 18. And we have had a final at Optus Stadium on Saturday night. We're recording on a Wednesday, so it was a few days ago. As Leon said, 57,508 people or thereabouts were there at the game that I got to play to. Unfortunately, proud West Australian man, I don't know if he's proud or not, but he's a West Australian man, David Swallow from the Gold Coast Suns, absolutely destroyed Freo's season by kicking a one single point with about 9 seconds to go in the game. And unfortunately, that caused the season to come to a bit of an abrupt end. Not great, didn't feel great. So I played pre-game to all those people, which was really fun.
But tell us about what was meant to happen if the Dockers held on for a win, mate.
Mate, I was strapped into my harness. I was ready to go, ready to play TNT for the people, the song that everybody wants to hear. And unfortunately, that ball was touched. Point was kicked. 9 seconds to get the ball coast to coast. Impossible task. Didn't happen. Lost the game. See you later. See you next season, Justin Longmuir and your men. So, yeah, a bit of a devastating outcome. But it was a pretty fun weekend for all.
It was a great game of football, regardless. I mean,
it was a really good game.
I'm not as invested with the Dockers or the Suns, but man, just like
mate, get on board
teams.
The Dockers. Yeah. Like the Eagles, they're cheering at their BNF because they only won one. They won one game. Just
the worst season since 1964 for any team.
Come join the Purple Eagles. Army, mate. Just come to us. Come to the promised land. I'll show you, mate.
Come join our circle of friends.
But no, it was. What was I saying? The game was good. The other finals are a bit whatever. I think actually the Hawks GWS game was pretty good till the end there. It's annoying. So like for those of you, I mean, you don't give a shit about football. That's fine. But here's the situation. Leon and I are from Western Australia, which is on the west coast of Australia, and also the best coast of
Australia. Yep.
And there are like what? How many states are there in Australia? 6, and a bunch of territories and shit. 5?
I mean, it's a pretty
big
place.
Territories. Hang on, what is it? West Australia, South
5.
Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania. 6 states. Northern Territory is a state, and Australian Capital Territory. So there you go. There's 8 states. There are 18 teams in this league, in this great game that we love. 10 of those teams come from one state, and that sucks. So we're from the other side of the country, the better side of the country, and there's 2 teams, and that's where the Dockers that I play for, play guitar for, not play football for, obviously. So
I do
mate,
like the idea that people listening to this maybe thought that you're a professional Australian rules footballer as well.
Oh, yeah,
So,
well, look at me.
You had to win the game and then also pick up a guitar and play TNT at the end. Full Rick Boog style.
Yeah. he's got a new metal band apparently. Anyway, but yeah, so what was nice about this year is that, five of the best 8 teams all came from not Victoria. That's great. Anytime you get lots of interstate teams, as we like to call it, it's a good week. But already 2 of them are gone. There's only 3 left, and 2 of them play off against each other this weekend. So, mate, after this week, we could be down to only 1. That would be devastating. That'd be the worst thing possible for this competition, and in fact, this country, if I'm being honest. So, anyway, last week was pretty good. So, outside of the game, leading up to the game, it was a pretty big deal. It was a big game. That kind of makes sense. That's why there was so many people at the thing. But I had a newspaper interview and some pickies taken, which is good. I also had an interview on Channel 9 News as well to get some TV, which was pretty fun. So, and I had a lot of people hitting me up. I had a lot of photos with people. Now that I was on TV a lot at the game. So I've had people that I've known for a long time that maybe tangentially, or they didn't know that I did that thing, go, oh, are you the guy at the Dockers games, blah, 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 blah.
There you go.
That's me, man. So, mate, I'm just almost ready to join that Personalities WhatsApp group. I'm just staking my case. I'll put my submission in and I'll be there sooner or later. But that's pretty much been the last week of my life. Some high highs, some very low lows, and yet here we are, finally recording a potty again. Now,
exactly.
mate, I've just been flying the flag for West Australian guitar players by myself, basically. For the last at least 6 weeks. We got some listeners here. Our friend Chris, he listens to the pod. We've got 2 Chris's that listen to the pod. They've been flying the flag as well. But mate, tell the people where you've been. Tell the people what you've been doing. Give us your best accent. Go on. You're a big accents man.
Yeah, my bro. I've not been in South Africa. I've been in Scotland. And Scottish people are really, really nice. So I went to Edinburgh Fringe with Club Cabaret, which was mad. Actually, nothing else like it, Troy. I'm sure there's nothing else like playing to 60,000 people on top of a stadium. But there's also nothing else like Edinburgh Fringe. It's quite the gathering of the minds and the arts, and it's like a parallel universe where everyone actually gives a shit about art for 3 weeks, if you can believe it. If
I can't.
I mean, we all struggle at times. The idea that there's value inherent in making things, but yeah, the show went really well. They got loads and loads of 5-star reviews. It was fairly well attended, and we got to see a bunch of other shows, and they were just mad hangs as well. And it's one of those places where, so the artist bar, for example, you just see celebrities in there, and people who you wouldn't maybe consider celebrities, like Troy. The chef Rick Stein? You've probably seen him on TV here because Aussies love him and Brits love him. But he was just hanging out at the artist bar. I like that. Just Rick Stein, just into the artist bar.
Did you see anybody from Taskmaster?
I didn't get to any shows for anyone from Taskmaster, but there were many. They were all doing shows in and around. And it's kind of like, I'm not big on comedy or going to see comedy. I always enjoy it.
No, you don't have much of a sense of humor, though. We've always found,
yes, I'm an incredibly dour, serious individual. So yeah, there's that. There's all the comedy, all the art shows, theater, cabaret. There's street performers. It was just like the population of the city probably doubles for that couple of weeks. So it is mental. I did a vlog about it. People can go and watch if they want to watch some of the show and get an insight into what we did. But it was like a million miles an hour, yet also really chill because Edinburgh is a really, really fun city. Very historic, very old, lots of great coffee, lots of great food. very easy to get around and walk around. We were staying at the university in these pretty like grim university flats because, yeah, I mean, there's a lot. The economics of it, I'm glad I don't have to deal with too much. I just show up and do my job. But, because so many people come in, like accommodation triples and quadruples for that month. And it just, everything's scarce and expensive and things like that. But the vibes are pretty immaculate. And Scottish summer is like, if you're in Perth today on Wednesday, the 10th of September, and you look out your window, this is about as hot as Scottish summer gets. And we're in the middle of winter in Australia. So, yeah, it was very pleasant. And, the sun goes down at like 10:30. So we do the show and come out. And
that's cool.
Daylight, so you could still hang out. And, yeah, I had a fantastic time. And then I went on holiday for a couple of weeks with my beloved wife, and we had a really good time. And now we're back. So had the brother-in-law house-sitting the house, and all the cats are well. And, yeah, man, it was – the month of the show was very satisfying. The show was really good. And then – being able to go from that to just completely tuning out and not playing guitar for 2 weeks or even thinking about guitar for 2 weeks or anything else was awesome. But it wouldn't have looked like that because I spent all of July scheduling videos to come out in August and September. So to the wonderful people who subscribe to the channel and watch the Gear podcast, it probably seemed like business as usual. But in the background, yeah, there was some fat times.
Absolutely wicked. It was a bit quiet between the two of us, I think, for a few weeks there. I was just, I was in my little hole in my cave. You were in your cave.
Yeah, you get in your little zone, and
mate, that's why we had a little pre-pod chat. Uncle Leon and I, just a little catch up.
Well, what I was really excited about, Troy, was after a couple of weeks of not quite radio silence, because like any group of adult men with our friends, we have a group chat and love to share some of the things you come across on your social media feeds that you might find slightly amusing. So yeah. I feel like, we were definitely enjoying consuming a lot of the same content. However, when I got a message from you, which was basically just like, check this out, and it was a photo of a whole bunch of gear, I think you should tell the public about the gear.
Let me set the stage, Leon. About, it was only about 3 episodes ago, we did a little podcast. And the podcast was something to the effect of best gear steals or something like that. Or, you know that one?
Yep.
Episode probably 80 something, 82, 83. I recounted a story about 2018, and I met a man. That man sold me a pink dual rectifier and among other things, and some other amplifiers and some speakers and whatnot. And then he promptly disappeared, never to be heard from again. Or so I thought.
Oh.
About a month ago now, I saw this person's name pop up on one of the local buy-sell groups on the gas station here in Perth. And I said, I recognize that name. Because it's not this person's real name. It's their stage name, if you will. And I thought, I recognize that name. I sent a little message and said, mate, I thought you were gone. I thought you were done. What are you doing back in Perth? I thought you moved to Ukraine in 2019. And it turns out he did, and now he's back. He didn't bother to, hit us up and say hello. That's fine. Apparently, I suppose that's fine.
I mean, totally understandable when you have to flee a war zone.
I think he got out before the war.
Okay. Yeah.
That was my impression.
Good.
But I did actually tell him, because he hit me, I just sent him a casual message about some other gear, and we, messaged back and forth for a little bit. Anyway, fast forward a few weeks and to last Tuesday, and he just messages me and says, hey, I've got a Laney LH50, a Laney VH100R, Laney 4x12, and a Celestion Messiah 4x12 cabinet. Do you want the lot for $600? And I said, well, of course I do. And I said, what else have you got? And he said, well, I've got a Marshall Valve State, like a 90s one, an old one. You can have that as well.
I remember did you have an AVT combo when we first started playing together? Yep.
I had the 100 AVT 100 combo. This is the one before that. I think the VS something. So he said, you can have that too, included for $600. And I said, absolutely love it. Thank you very much. So yeah, amazing. Not only that, he came and dropped the whole lot off, which is good because I don't have room for 2 4x12s in a car anymore. So he came and dropped it all off. We had a little fat chat and, caught up. But I actually said to him, mate, I've told everybody about all the stuff I've bought off you. And in fact, I actually did a podcast with Leon about it not that long ago. And he said, bullshit. And I said, no, I'm serious. And he went back, he found the podcast episode on the podcast, whatever podcasting app he uses, and he's downloaded it. So, I mean, I'm not sure if he'll listen to any more, but if he does, I didn't actually say his name on the first one. I just said, hey, if this person ever, I went back and checked it out. I said, if this person ever listens to this podcast, hit us up. His name's Seb. So Seb, thank you very much for
we
all
can
your...
finally reveal the identity of Seb, the Mad
Seb.
Dog, the absolute legend.
And I've still have your 2 boxes as well. They're not going to be returned. They are, in the toy library for forever and ever. You can go back and listen to the other podcast about that one.
Oh yeah.
And but mate, so now I've bought a lot more amps just all of a sudden in the last few weeks. So that's been like I've bought a lot of stuff, as a matter of fact, since you've been away.
To be clear, the Marshall valve state that you have, I'm looking at the photo now, it's the Bichorus 200. It's a 2x12 combo. Tonti, are you aware that these have quite a cult following now?
No.
Yeah, man. That's pretty amazing. So what was the one before it? The 8100, I think.
Right.
Was that it? That's the death metal amp. But the 8200 and the 8280 are also kind of the death metal amp as well.
So wait, is that what this one is?
I think they're I'm going to consult the Oracle of Valve States right now, which is Plagueside Studios. Mm-hmm. He's got a bunch of videos with with that one, the Bichorus. I don't know if it's the 8200, like maybe Meshuggah used them as well or something like that. So I'm gonna was the first one the 8100? Yeah, so the Marshall Valve State 8100 is now like a cult heavy amp. Loads, I think, was it Chuck Schuldiner used them and a few other people. Yeah. It's like, very tight and punchy, very different to the AVTs. But the 8200, I'm fairly certain there's a lot of connections there as well. And that Bichorus it's like a proper stereo thing, right?
That's cool. I didn't look into it too much, to be honest. Like, I was obviously happy to grab it, but I was more interested in the 2 Laney heads. And I have spent a bit of time with those too. Because they're cool, man. Like, I had a Laney GH50 a couple of years ago, which I've sold to friend and fellow toy library enthusiast, Chris.
Well, I had a GH100 I sold to one of my students as well. They're fun amps.
And you bought that one of Chris as well, didn't you? Didn't you buy that GH100?
I did buy that from Chris, yeah.
And then he bought my 50. So it all goes around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of nice to have the other 2 because I remember them when they... Like, those Laney amps 20 years ago were like a thing. Because this is pre-boutique.
Paul Gilbert, Opeth, a bunch of other bands were using them.
It's really weird because it's weird now that we've seen some of these things happen in real time where it's like, I guess what would you have bought high gain wise back then if you weren't going to buy a Laney? Like, or just generally, like what would be some like amps? You'd be buying like Mesa Boogies, you'd be buying maybe like a PV.
5150, like dual rec, Marshall
Bogners
JVM.
And all that sort of shit around. Yeah. Well, it's probably even pre-JVM, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But,
so it's kind of like, those Laney GHs and VHs were very desirable. The Framer's Cobra was another one.
That's right.
Remember those? They were kind
and
of
the Angle,
cool,
I guess.
An Angle,
Yeah. But I guess like, pre, Friedman doing his thing and all those guys, like the more boutique sort of guys coming out and doing stuff that can be like purchased, where isn't like a $20,000 thing that, well, not $20,000, but it feels like so rare and exclusive. It's like there is amps around like, there was the Laneys around and they were pretty desirable. And in fact, in researching these amps just to get a bit better sense of them, like all these posts are from like 2007, 2009, and, but they're really cool sounding amps. Like there's a lot of people talking about how, like the GH, I guess, is like a modded 800 sort of thing, or like sounds like an 800. In fact, even I noticed popular YouTuber Leon Todd did a comparison video between a Laney GH100 and a JCM 800. I've never really like heard that playing the GH. As far as I can tell, the difference between the GH and the VH is that the VH just has more knobs and switches and is two proper channels.
Yeah, right.
Whereas like it's the GH is just like a single one. The LH2 as the other one that I have is a like a proper 2-channel amp, but I think it's I don't know. I guess it's voiced like slightly differently.
Is
They
it more of a
also
Vox thing, right?
No, it's still like
right.
EL34s.
Oh, cool.
But it feels mostly like the other amps, but I guess
Yep.
like there's a few switches and stuff that make it a little bit different, but it sounds great. So like when I got the amp, like I plugged those two in straight away. The VH worked completely fine. The LH sort of farted out quite a bit. So I ended up, I just opened it up and just checked the tubes and found there was like a dodgy preamp tube in it. So
Amazing.
I replaced that. That amp's all up, like up to scratch. As a matter of fact, slight tangent, because I do want to keep talking about these Laneys for a sec.
Yep.
I went through and I went to one of the music shops today and just bought some spare valves because like I've got some amps that probably need a bit of a birthday and probably need to be looked at by someone smart and not by me. But I thought, let's just replace this preamp tube first and see if that works, which it did. And I was like, oh man, I've got this Jet City JCA20, which I'm fairly certain I took a valve out of that to use in another amp that was broken. So, tried that. That amp's working completely fine, which is great. Then I was like, you know what I'm going to try is that little baby Marshall 800 up there, which I modded myself.
Yeah, right.
Which I thought I kind of cooked, but it actually sounds pretty good. It's very bright. That's working completely fine. And then the last one, I was like, fuck, that, you can't see it behind the mic, but so that's the white EVH 5153.
Yep.
That sounded reasonably good, but when it got to loud volumes, it started to sound a bit strange. So I just checked the tubes in that too, and as it turns out, there was also a dodgy tube in that one, which I replaced. So I got like 4 amps actually like off the 2 fix list now, which is really nice.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, there are a couple amps that do need to be seen by someone proper, like the Pink Recto. For some reason, the channel switching in it isn't working anymore. And also the Soldano, which isn't my amp, the SLO 100, the impedance selector switch is broken.
Oh.
And so it's stuck on 4 ohms. And so I'm not going to turn that amp on until it gets replaced. I know I could fix it. It's like I opened it up, had a look at it. It'd be a very easy thing to fix, but because it's not my amp, I think I'll just I'll pay someone to do it properly.
Yep.
So anyway, but getting back to those Laneys, man, so I did have a bit of a play on them. It's a cool sound. It doesn't sound like a Marshall to me, but firstly, the clean on it is very good. It's one thing that I read a lot about in the last couple of days, just doing some like looking into it. But yeah, I remember liking the clean on the GH50, but I really, really like it on these amps too.
Very interesting.
And then the gainy thing, like the gain sound is sort of unique to me, where it's not like unique good or bad. It's just, it's kind of like a little raspy in the top end, but it's not bad. It's just, I think that's the sound of it. It's, I think that's what differentiates it being like a Laney like amp. It's a little bit sort of like boomy and big in the bottom end and not super tight. But again, I think that's just part of the character of it. So I looked at, you can apparently mod these things if you want, but it's like, it's weird. It's like some of these amps, like the kind of almost unpleasant thing about them is really the reason to buy it. That's what makes it.
It's the character.
Yeah. So I kind of like it. I'm really keen to, use them on some sessions. Our good friend Tojb, the other John Brown, did a really cool, like really deep series, like comparing the Laney VH50 to a bunch of other VH100, to a bunch of other amps. And man, it sounded like the tones he got out of it really, really cool too.
Oh yeah.
I really, really dug it. He actually compared it to the Laney Ironheart 100, I think it was.
Right.
And I watched that when I was at the gym last night. And I was like, man, I kind of like the VH more. It's a bit like less refined. It's a bit nastier sounding, and I kind of liked it. So anyway, mate, that's in terms of my Gearland. That's been taking up a lot of my brain space. I also bought I guess the other thing that I bought, which is kind of cool, I got a 2x12 EVH cab, which had the Fryette P50E speakers in it.
How are those?
Pretty good. Like,
how is it with your VHT?
I think it's pretty good. What I understand from from doing some reading is that, and also I got to always have to shout out Tojb. Tojb, is that how we say it? Tojb. Yeah, it has to be Tojb. Tojb. The other John Brown, because like he's done so many videos now, and particularly with speakers. if I just punch a speaker in, he's probably done a video on it or has some info. So when this cab came up, I just messaged him and I was like, "Hey man, do you know much about these speakers?" The EVH is like a rear-loaded cab, and apparently these speakers sound better in front-loaded cabs for whatever reason. So I thought it sounded like reasonably good as it was. I'm planning to move it to my Jens Benz cab because that is like a front-loaded oversized 4x12. So
is
I
that
might
ported
chuck
as
it in
well?
there. Yes. So the G Flex. So yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to chuck it in there and just use the EVH cab for something else. But yeah, it's just like the price was good, and the VHT I found I didn't like it through like my normal V30s. There's a few amps like that. It tends to be KT88 amps as well. I'm not sure why that is, but I just noticed like the Splawn I don't really like through V30s as much. I liked it way more through greenbacks. I haven't tried my Pitbull VHT Pitbull through greenbacks yet. But I thought, oh, well, the P50s, there'll be something fun to try out. I'd love to try some Fanes, but they're pretty hard to come by over here. But in the process of demoing this, like the EVH cab with the Freyets in it, I found the best speaker. And I just got a bit fruity, mate. I got a bit fruity because Leon Todd messages when I sent you a picture of the cab and you said, oh, yeah, it's cool. I'd like to hear some IRs of that. And then you just got me thinking, mate. What about I just make some IRs? How about instead of making one IR, I make 882 of them? So that's kind of what I did.
Totally reasonable.
I got a little fruity. I've got the Dynamount, as you know. It's because it's your Dynamount. And I just decided to do some capturing. So I took 18 different captures with 6 different mics across the face of the speaker, and then I moved the mic back a little bit and did another 18 captures, and so on and so forth all the way through. So yeah, it was pretty cool, mate. I've got a lot of impulse responses now of that cabinet. I'm yet to really go through them and use them in anything, but I took them, and now at least I know I can move that speaker to a different cabinet, and I've definitely captured the speaker as it was. So yeah, that's pretty much gear wise where maybe where I'll leave you, mate. What about you? What are you holding there? What you got in your little grubby hands there,
mate? A bit of nitro strategy right here. They're both real words, by the way. So yeah, this is the new Fender Ultralux Vintage, and this is the guitar I took with me on tour. So I think I had it for a couple of days before I left.
Yep.
And yeah, did the sort of knock the demo out with it, and then found myself picking it up a lot. So because it won't come up on the camera, but it's got a like very lightly relicked nitro finish on it and stainless steel frets, but it's got the 2-point trem with the modern saddles and a humbucker in the bridge and like big stainless steel frets on a compound radius board. So yeah, It's kind of, I guess it's their version of like a Sir, antique or something like that. Very much going for the same vibe, same spec. But yeah, it's great, man. It's I really like the Ultra 2 that I've got, but having stainless is awesome. It's if this had a normal finish as well, I'd still be into it because I really do like they're just slinky, and I don't know, the idea that you can just play them a lot before the frets wear down is really nice. And this has kind of got like more vintage voice single coils in it rather than the noiseless stuff. So yeah, it was very good. Cool. Very good for the show, and the trem works nicely on it. What humbuckers in it? What humbuckers you got? They call it a Haymaker. I think it's one of the Fender in-house ones. Sounds good. And yeah, I did a ragdoll gig with it right before I left as well. So that was really, really cool. Couple of mates were sort of like, oh, cool, red Strat. It's like, yeah, it's a red Strat. I'll talk about it when I can talk about it. But now that I can talk about it, it's an interesting mix of like custom shop stuff and then production stuff. So yeah, it's very, very comfortable.
They're pretty spenno, hey?
I think so, yeah. Obviously with the finish and the, anything with stainless is pushing it. But I think it's still, it's all relative, right? Because people are like, oh my God, that much for a Fender. It's like, yeah, have you seen how much a Sir costs in Australia to get one in here? Have you seen how much a Tyler costs to get here in Australia? So it's a very similar caliber of instrument to me.
Yeah.
And the difference, of course, being Fender, they're like widely available. It's if you want to play a Sir in a shop here. I mean, does anyone stock them in WA?
Yeah, the Rock Inn's got them.
Okay, the Rock Inn's got them. So, of course, the Rock Inn has them, but it's, probably they have what they have kind of thing, whereas everyone stocks Fenders. So you could probably shop around a little bit more if you were looking for something. So, yeah. But yeah, very, 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 very cool. And it's red. For me, it's like the 80s
really
Gary
like
Moore thing.
No, the finish on it, even through this, looks very nice.
Yeah.
Like it's got that, it's not quite so glossy as well, which I really like.
Is your Isbell Telly Nitro?
I don't remember.
Because that's kind of a bit, is that a bit relict or have you just played the
No, it's a bit relict.
Yeah.
It's a bit relict, but like, so I've got the Road One Telly, and that one.
And I also love the relic on that, right?
Yeah, and I've beaten the shit out of that one, so that's got like a lot of its own battle scars. But the Isbell has like the same relics on all of them, like the same buckle rash, and it's been like lacquered over as well, or lacquered or finished over. So like there's one belt buckle wear in the back that it's just completely smooth to touch. It's like, fuck, that's so lame. Just don't even bother. I still really like that guitar. Like that's my main gigging guitar. For
yeah,
the stuff.
I mean, that to me is like that's when I think of you playing gigs. That's a guitar I think of, right? It's super vibey, great guitar. This has a bit of that like played in. It does remind me a little bit of my old Strat. That's had all the work.
One?
Yeah, that's had all the work done to it to make it playable. And then this plays like way better, which is funny. So yeah, it's good. It's a Strat.
I was actually playing my black Strat today and yesterday for the first time in a little while. So because when I rediscovered that guitar in like 2020, it was like, man, this is the fucking best guitar I have. What am I doing? But it's a bit like, I think the pickups are a bit shit. So there's always like something where it'll work occasionally and then I'll take it to a different gig. I'm like, why does this just feel slow? That's the only way I can describe it. It just doesn't have the like immediacy that like I expect out of a Strat. Like it doesn't have as much spank. So I've got to change the pickups in it, I think. It's on the list, man. It's on the to-do list. Same as I've got to do that on my white Japanese Strat too, and I haven't got around to that for years. But
I mean, the cool thing about it is if you've got multiple Strats, right, you have, you tailor them for different tasks. Like if you want more of a twangy classic thing or you want more of a fat sounding thing, I think this leans more towards
Taylors are acoustic guitars, mate.
Yes. Speaking of acoustics, actually, I've got to remember, I played this acoustic guitar in Scotland at this store called Guitar, and I think they were called Atkin Guitar. Man, when you just play like a great acoustic, like when you're just like, oh, there it is. These Atkin guitars, man, I'd never heard of them, but far out, they were just incredible. And I'm looking at the website now, but they do a bunch of like sort of Martin inspired designs on there. But they had a bunch of like Gibson acoustics, and they had Cole Clark and Maton and Collings, and I kind of preferred this thing to all of them. It was just, I sort of played it and I was like, oh my God, what is this? And then another buddy of mine who's in the UK at the moment, I saw on his story the other day, he was like, oh my God, I just played this Atkin guitar. Like, what's the deal? They're incredible. I'd never heard of them. So yeah, there's one to look out for everybody else. I think they do some electrics as well.
I said to you, mate, I had the someone come in with a left-handed, but SJ200 Gibson acoustic. Which there's just not that many of them around, at least in the circles that I roll in. And man, it's just like, it's such a great sound for what it does. And what it does is not like replicatable, I don't think, with other guitars. Replicate? No, I don't know, whatever that is. But I looked into it, man, and it's like 12 grand to buy one. That's just never going to happen. Like, man, I could buy a fucking car for that, a decent secondhand car for that.
Yeah.
Rather than another guitar. And even secondhand, man, they're fucking too expensive, but it sounded great. Maybe one day.
I like it, Kane. And yeah, it's actually a bit mental because I was away for a while. I came back to, I don't know, 8 or 9 different packages with pieces of gear that I need to do videos for. So I mean, what a problem to have. What a first world problem. But yeah, because there's Guitar Summit in Germany, I think in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something like that. So I think a lot of companies are planning their releases around that. So yeah, there'll be some cool stuff I can't talk about just yet on the potty, but I think lots of things that people will enjoy.
Just give the people what they want, mate.
Exactly.
Just a bit of shred.
And you know what's funny? I did a video last year with that Fender Ultra 2, and everyone was like, no stainless steel frets? What are they thinking? And then they do a guitar with stainless steel frets, and people are like, who wants stainless steel frets on a Strat? What are they thinking? So yeah, you can't win.
Goodness. No, mate. Just can't. Just don't even try. Mate, you just want to be guts up in the Bahamas, don't you?
Oh, exactly. Don't we all, Kane?
I guess like the last thing to have a quick chat about before we wrap up for the day, mate, is have you checked out the new Tonex update?
I haven't. It's on the which is funny because I had someone hit me up for a lesson today, and we were talking about Tonex, and they wanted my presets, and they were trying to figure out how to load them in, and it was a bit of a rigmarole. But I have been keeping an eye on it. Yeah, it's mostly so they've updated the whole training and capturing process, right? I saw a few things where people were saying it's a lot like it's improved significantly or whatever by a bit. I don't know what's significant in this case.
It's weird because like I'm only following it on like the like one of the groups, I guess. I just sort of joined one of the Facebook groups to see what the goss was on the street. This is maybe a month or two ago. The training side of it is significantly better in the sense that you can, for me, like you can batch train.
Oh, finally.
So, yeah, and the training time is lessened as well. I think it was about, I want to say it was 4.5 minutes. It's about 3.5 minutes now, thereabouts.
Fantastic.
Just to run the signal through. I also, I think when I did a test in like the most advanced mode on my computer, one profile took under 20 minutes to make, maybe 16 or 17. So
for doing what you're doing a bunch of captures, that's so handy, right?
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is with batch training, it doesn't really matter as much because I could quite easily just leave the computer over the weekend and say like, do your thing. But that was like a bit difficult before because like all the captures that I made, which I did on that PC, and yeah, it's kind of a complicated process to get sound into that computer, which is maybe a story for a different time. I don't know if I've spoken about it, but Dante, everybody, it's all pretty fucking gee whiz bang as you're going. But the fact that you've got to like make a sound, wait 20 minutes, then do all of like put the data in, then twist the knobs, make it sound like that takes a lot of time. So yeah, it would have made that process significantly easier. The new training thing is interesting. So I've seen a lot of people go on about how good like the version 2, I guess is what they're called, like the version 2 models are, which I don't know, I'm a little bit dubious on that. I haven't tried it, so I'll take people's word for it sounding better. I really found like the first one sounded pretty fucking good to me.
Yeah.
So, and that's like if you play the amp and if you play the tone back to back, they sounded like pretty much identical. So I don't really know like how much different it's going to be. So
there are a few like edge cases, I think, where I know when I profiled or captured what was it? Maybe the Uberschall module, the Synergy one. It actually struggled with that, where there were certain things you'd play and it would sound like it was browning out. So maybe that's an aspect of it. Maybe if you're running like, HM2 into valve state, insane gain, maybe it's better with that.
Well, I know in Nielsen, I think Nielsen did a test with like a Mark Series amp a little while ago. Sorry, not a little ago, years ago.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he said with Kemper, like he could never get an accurate Kemper profile.
That's right.
But Tonex actually handled it a lot better.
Yeah.
So, and sure enough, so I've actually done some testing. So, I've tested your quad Cortex, and the Kemper profiles and the NAMM profiles. I've been doing a bit of a whole thing, and it has been quite, maybe not eye-opening. At the end of the day, all these things basically do and sound pretty much the same. I do really think the NAMM profiles sound pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, they're incredible, right?
Yeah, they're not surprisingly good, but they are very, very, very good. And yeah, it's nice to see that there's a lot of tech that's going to include that sort of processing in the future. But I think from my perspective, I'm going to be. I think I need to remake all of these guitar sounds for version 2 because that seems to be what everyone is requesting. And so yeah, the hammer space tones which are out there now, which like very happy, like they've been selling, and that's bloody ripper. They will all be remade anyway. I was planning to remake them for Kemper, Quad Cortex, and for NAMM. So on the upside to the new version 2 stuff happening is I'll just remake everything for everything.
Fantastic.
And do it in one hit, and that'll be bloody ripper. So that'll be exciting. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I haven't. I've just tried it a couple times. I haven't like gone super down the rabbit hole because I haven't had time to do so. And
cool. They're actually updating it though. It's there's still. It's my initial criticism of it was there was a lot to love about the platform and some stuff that I didn't love. So seeing it actually get worked on is really encouraging.
Yeah. And mate, I did the 57,500 people. I used a Tonex 1 for that. So if it's good enough for a crowd full of passionate West Australian Fremantle fans, then it's good enough for the rest of the world. Because those are the best people. You're not one of them, mate. You're a West Coast Eagles supporter.
Yeah,
come join us. Come, Kane. Come join us, mate. But anyway, I'll maybe next time we do a potty, I think we can probably get back to. I always say this all the time, but I reckon we probably get back to regular scheduled programming pretty soon. Hey.
So I'll be in Brisbane this weekend for the Brisbane International Arts Festival, playing as part of an ensemble with 99 other guitar players for a piece of music called 100 Guitars. So if you're in Brisbane and you want to come to that or you want to sign up to participate, it's pretty awesome. And then Monday, I will be at Chilia Guitars in Sydney doing a workshop. There's still a couple of tickets left for that one if anyone wants to come down, which is one. It's awesome that more than one ticket sold. I'm very, very impressed with that. So to everyone who's picked up a ticket so far, that's awesome. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 left. So it'll be basically, a couple of hours of just, I'll be playing some tunes, talking about tones, taking questions, I think it's billed as up close and personal. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to take where is it? There it is. I'll obviously take the Bella Aurora with me, and I'll get Charles to give it a check up while I'm there as well. And no doubt I'll play some other things that are there and probably want to come back with more because his stuff's so good. So that's if you're in Sydney, come down. It'll be a great time.
And what about next Friday, mate? What are you doing next Friday?
Well, Troy, you see, I have this concert performance with an ensemble. And I believe the bass player may be a relative of yours. I mean, he's got the same first and last name.
Oh.
So I don't know any Troy Nababan who still plays bass. So that'll be interesting to find another one.
Yeah. So, hey, if you want to come and see a gig at the Careen, everybody, then you can see, the boys. The last gig we did together was
live podcast. While we're doing the gig, we'll talk.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. People will love that. I bet the band will love that too.
Well, it's just kind of like. So anyway, Troy, what do you think about the Tone X update?
Turn off the Mac. Because I think the last gig we did where I was on bass and you were on guitar was probably that Melbourne Cup where that lady collapsed on the dance floor.
Oh my gosh.
Probably died.
Yeah, that would be it. And, she was okay.
Yeah,
everything's all good.
I mean, we haven't heard anything to the contrary, so that was 2023, I reckon.
That was fantastic. But the fact that the MC, who shall remain unnamed, was interviewing her while she was getting put into a stretcher.
That's a true story, everybody.
Doreen, are you all right? Everybody, Doreen is fine. It's great. It's all right. Any words to say, Doreen?
Literally, this lady collapsed and was not moving.
Having
for
a medical
long
emergency.
Period of time. Mm-hmm. And nobody did anything about it for probably, including us. But I mean, we were like far enough away, and there was like staff and, people that could, do something proper. And we just bloody watched it happen. And and then the MC came over, and as Leon said, was literally MCing and saying this lady's name by name over the PA and how she's just collapsed, and then try to interview her. It's like, mate, I don't know if she's looking so good, but I think she's, as far as we can tell, she's still okay. We haven't heard anything to the contrary, so we're not being disrespectful.
Don't want to be disrespectful, unlike the MC, who was maybe a bit disrespectful. Thinking it's a footy, mate. You've just broken your leg. How are you feeling? Oh, agony. All right. That's it for today. Thank you to everybody who continues to support what we do on the Gear podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Ripper Dipper.